Hi, my name is Rozelle Johansen, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Captivating Grow Group. It's really about discovering our feminine hearts, and I do believe that stories are the language of the heart, and for this reason I'd like to tell you a little story. Once upon a time there was a little girl, and she loved to explore, and her step was filled with a dance, her eyes with a twinkle, her lips with a smile, and her heart with joy. You'd often find her with her hair covered with grass, smudges on her face as she explored and went on great adventures. Sometimes you'd find her in her mom's best dresses, twirling around with high heels and beautiful jewelry. She loved to play outside, she loved to explore, and one day while she was outside living in this wonderful kingdom, she didn't know that the enemy had infiltrated, and he shot an arrow into her heart. And as the pain and the devastation of the arrow knocked her, not only did she feel that pain, but also she began to question whether this kingdom was really a safe place, and whether the king of this kingdom could really be trusted to protect her. She also started to question whether possibly her exuberance and her joy of life didn't perhaps draw the attention to her, or that her maybe her not being enough is what also caused the enemy to shoot this arrow into her heart. And so she began to grapple with these questions, and the shame filled her life, and she began to cover up, and she began to try and hide the devastation of this arrow. And so often she would find herself beginning to take control of her own life, realizing that she needed to protect herself, that she couldn't trust anyone to be there for her. That was on the one side. On the other extreme, she'd find herself being the damsel in distress, where she could not bring her strength to anyone, but that she needed to be protected and she needed to be rescued all the time. And so often that's how we are. The story of this little girl continues, where as she grows up, she realizes that she no longer has the sparkle in her eye and the dance in her step, or the light, the smile in her face. But there's a prince. In all good stories there needs to be a prince. I'm sure you can relate to that. There's a prince who has always seen her from the start. He desires to have her irreplaceable role in his kingdom. He also knows that the only one who can address the wound of her heart is his father, because his father has the antidote to the enemy's arrows. And so this is really what Captivating is all about. It's about us discovering who the prince is, which is obviously Jesus, the deep calling out to deep, the deep of our hearts, to not be a good girl and morally correct and ticking all the boxes, but really about being free, of having our hearts restored, of having the beauty who we are, the strength that we can bring into this world, having that revealed, and having the feminine heart and the glory that we reflect as a result of that being shown to the world. So I'd like you to join me on this journey of, I guess it's a journey of freedom, really where our hearts can become freer, where we can experience the joy and the beauty of who we've been made.